So, imagine your neighborhood, calm and peaceful, surrounded by your loving and caring neighbors, encompassed by golden fields of corn. Everybody knows this scene. It's embedded in our minds like a seed of corn, coincidentally. Such a blissful and tranquil scene. Now imagine a 1.5 square mile giant nuclear waste producing radioactive concrete ticking time bomb called a nuclear power plant right next to it. This is what the other side believes should be in every corner of America. So, as you may see, nuclear energy is an unnecessary risk and an ugly abomination that very well could endanger mankind's well-being. This technology has so many risks that renewables such as solar and wind energy don't have. Nuclear energy can create terrible disasters. So, for instance, look at Chernobyl, or Chernobyl as some people pronounce, killing thousands and giving many other cancers and diseases. Nuclear energy can also create waste that won't decompose for hundreds of centuries and destroy environments and contaminate water. To summarize some of the safety problems that nuclear energy has that renewables do not have is, first off, the fact that nuclear energy relies on the use of uranium to create its power. Uranium is a radioactive, hazardous material used to make machines and weapons of war, such as nuclear bombs. And although certain powers have their incidents, none are as unpredictable as nuclear, exploding and killing when it's least expected, suddenly destroying thousands of humans and animal lives alike. If you already didn't know about the past meltdown of Chernobyl, Ukraine, then I would like to inform you how terrible the nuclear reactor meltdown was. There were 40 immediate deaths following the meltdown, followed by more than 20,000 cleanup workers and nearby residents receiving certain cancers, ranging severities of radiation poisoning, and an unknown number of deaths due to the USSR or Russia not allowing much of the information to be released. And although this event happened many years ago, researchers have stated that nothing has really changed in the safety of nuclear reactors. One researcher states, new types of reactors have come out since the last several meltdowns. The technologies have increased in efficiency but have become even more unpredictable. Lastly, the waste created from these nuclear power plants have already made many complications all across the world, such as in Hanford Nuclear Reservation. Hanford is a warehouse for nuclear waste, keeping it in tanks to wait for it to decompose. Though they have run into complications since 1950 when it was originally built. Since the year the tanks were built, almost half of their 150 tanks have sprang leaks without their knowledge, leaking more than a projected 1 million gallons of waste into the surrounding soil, poisoning water sources surrounding the area, sickening hundreds. Nuclear energy is a thing of the past, and although once maybe seemed a feasible option, now has many flaws that cannot be overlooked, because one small error can be a disaster read about in history books for years. This form of energy, which is non-renewable and almost as harmful to the environment as coal power, and although it doesn't create smoke, it poisons the water and lands around it. As Curie Bajorn states, like the use of nuclear bombs, the use of nuclear energy can create irreversible effects that, when not advised properly, can leave thousands suffering.
That uranium or nuclear plants are practically ticking time bombs ready to explode at a moment's notice. But I disagree. According to the international law, uranium cannot be enriched beyond 20%, which is the enrichment that it needs to explode as a nuclear bomb. Anything less, and it will be safe to use for any power source without exploding. For waste, there has been a new reactor design that uses salt and uranium, the waste of uranium, to make more power and reduce the waste to 2.5% of the original waste. Therefore, nuclear waste is no longer a problem. It is not as much anymore. My opponents have said that there have been many nuclear system failures that have caused lots of radiation problems. They have also said that nuclear reactors are perfect for terrorist attacks. There's also a large amount of waste stored in different areas that could be used as a bomb. They also have said that waste can leak into ecosystems and potentially destroy them. They also say that the radiation can provide health problems to people everywhere. My teammate and I believe that nuclear energy is the best possible energy for us at this time. Nuclear energy has some of the lowest CO2 emission out of all of the energy producers. Nuclear energy only produces 25 tons of CO2 emission, whereas fossil fuels produce 1,100 tons. Nuclear energy also produces the most energy. At full capacity, one reactor can create 12,048 megawatts of energy in one day. Nuclear reactors are also run by some of the most highly trained men and women throughout all professions. They must be able to be up to date with information regarding their job descriptions. Nuclear power is also the safest for people to work at. Overall, for coal producers, 26,659 people have been killed in some point in time in the production of coal. 3,000 for natural gas and 34,000 for hydrogen. While nuclear energy is only at 62 deaths. These are counted only as severe incidents where 5 or more people have died. This is from the Paul Scherner Institute. Thousands of people believe that nuclear energy is bad. Whether it is one of the 3 incidents that have happened in the 60 years of nuclear energy, or the cost and potential danger to the society or the environment. Thanks to extensive work from power plant workers and the limited emissions from the plants keeps society and the environment safe. But the mere thought of a meltdown causes worry, an unneeded worry. If nuclear energy was unreliable and unsafe, we wouldn't be sitting here attending this debate. We would be sitting in a lead coffin, waiting for the irradiated earth to cool down.
My opponent said that nuclear energy has the lowest amount of death out of all. But how many deaths have wind and solar actually produced? Sort of almost nothing, because they're almost completely automated. Right? Automated. Despite their low production rate, if you get a big enough size, you can basically reduce it enough energy to support almost an entire town. But despite the amount of deaths in hydroelectricity is also one of the most dependable form of electricity. And the entire place in the United Kingdom that is almost completely dependent on hydroelectricity. The place is called New Zealand. 99% rely. Almost no nuclear energy is used. It's used there. Also, there's much more than just nuclear, hydro, and solar. There's actually tidal and ocean thermal. The ocean tidal, it takes a gravitational pull from the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, and forms the tides into a form of energy. Energy. An ocean thermal takes the amount of heat created by the ocean to form their energy. Which way do you? So the one we can draw from is nuclear energy is not